Odds are different. Okay, the name kind of says it all. That's odd. Doesn't look right. So odds and converting odds to probability. Odds are similar to probability, but watch what it says here. It does not show the total number of outcomes. Remember that? It does not show the total number of outcomes. Can you repeat that in your head? Right? Does not show the total number of outcomes. And I think you will know why after I see you a couple times. You will make that mistake, and that's part of learning. Okay. Odds compare the number. Pay attention, guys. Compare the odds, the number of desired to the undesired events. So, like winning and losing, it will compare scoring, not scoring, snowing, not snowing, raining, not raining. Right. So I wrote it down in 3 different ways just because it's kind of nice to think of it in more than just one way. So you can think of it as desired to undesired events, right? You can put 2 under the colon, right? It's saying this to that, comparing this to that, happening to not happening, favor to against, right? Something happen in favor of happening, against of it happening. That's how you should think of it. And because we are basically focused on probability, you can go from odds to probability in this way. Okay, so if this is favor and that's against, let me just have that here. Let's say this would be favor of snow and against would be not snow, right? That's what it means. Snow, not snow. You probably say, like, use something else, Mr. Dirks. Don't use snow. Like, I'm sick and tired of snow, right? Maybe I should. And so I'm going to use 2 different highlighters here. I'm gonna highlight favor. No talking now, guys. Okay. Against, favor, against. Okay. So if you wanted to write the probability in favor of snow, you would put that number up here. You would put the number on top, and then notice how it's favor against, like that, plus against. So this gives you your total, guys. Okay. This will give you the total. Adding the left and the right side of the odd, right? These gives you the total number of possible outcomes that you have. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Right? But if it's asking you, if you're given the odds, and you're like, what's the probability of not snowing? Then you need to grab this one and put that number to the right on top. And the bottom still stays the same. You add the favor, you add against. Okay. And again, this would give you your total. So you can get from the odds. So if I asked you, hey, what's the probability of it snowing? You would grab this number, put it on top, right? And then just always add these 2 to get your total. And I think this diagram right now is probably confusing you, but maybe once we do a bunch of examples, you're gonna wrap your head around it. Okay, hopefully. Let's do a couple before we go today. You're ready, right? The odds of the Jets winning the next game are 8-2. What does that mean? You gotta first of all highlight odds, right? You know you're in the odds category, and it's saying odds it would either say against or in favor. If it says of the Jets winning, that means that this one represents the first number. Okay. This is saying win to what's going to be on the right side. Lose, or can we not win, right? I like the not, right? Emphasizing like whatever is on the left, on the right is not it, right? So explain what the numbers represent, right? This is what I will say. Out of every 10 games, how did I come up with the 10? Adding 8 plus 2, you see that? Out of every 10 games, comma, the Jets are expected to win how many? 8, and lose 2. That's what that statement is saying. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Okay, that's what that is saying. Out of every 10 games, where did I get the 10 from? Right, 8 plus 2. 8 win, 2 lose, okay? State the odds against the Jets winning the next game. These are odds in favor, would be 8 to 2. Against, anybody remember? You basically just flip-flop this. You say 2 to 8. So odds against, you just flip-flop the original. So now this is saying not winning and winning. Okay? Not win to win. Let's state probability. Right? State the probability of the Jets winning the next game. Now we'll do this. 8 to 2. This would be win, not win. Right? These are my odds. And so I'm going to go probability of winning. Which number will go at the top? 8, right? 8. And at the bottom, I'm going to go 8 plus 2. You know what the common mistake is? Students go 8 over 2. 8 over 2 because, hey, two numbers. Let's just put them over here. 8 over 2. 8 over 2 is 400%. Can't be. Right? So this would be 8 over 10. I'm just going to leave it like that. I know we can reduce it, but this is the probability of the Jets winning based on the odds. So the 8 came here. I think I went with green earlier, right? So green, green, and then green, and orange. Maybe this example is better for you to have on your study sheet than the convoluted written one that I gave you earlier, right? Probability of the Jets losing, i.e. not winning. Which number is going to go at the top? I'm going back to this one. 2 will go at the top. And at the bottom, it's still 8 plus 2. So that's 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. I will highlight the same way. I will, the 8 and the 2. No, no. The top is not, it's this. Yikes. My bad. Mixed up my colors. Undo, undo. Can you wrap your head around this? Can you promise me something? When you see odds, you're going to add the two numbers and put them in the denominator right away. At least you get partial marks. I know you're packing mode already, right? How about this? We're just going to leave it there. No homework, nothing. But at least I've talked about